27-year-old Kathryn Houghtaling has pled no contest to 6 counts of third-degree criminal sexual conduct and 1 count of delivery of a controlled substance to a minor. A year earlier, Houghtaling was a high school special needs teacher when she was accused of having sex multiple times with 2 boys, aged 16 and 17, one of them a special needs student. The activities occurred away from school property, in cars and in an apartment. The defendant, who's married, was also accused of providing drugs and alcohol to the boys. After an internal investigation by the school, which uncovered footage of Houghtaling partying with students, she was fired and later charged by police. Houghtaling initially pled not guilty, but to avoid a trial, she took a deal and pled no contest to the charges. Today, Houghtaling appears in a packed courtroom before Judge Ray Lee Chabot to hear her sentence. But first, family members deliver impact statements, beginning with one of the victim's mothers.
My son became the punchline of jokes and was even taunted by students from another school during a district basketball game where they were yelling "teacher's pet" while he was on the court. This relationship included unapproved rides home, alcohol, sex in cars, and even Mrs. Houghtaling sneaking into my home in the middle of the night to be with my son.
Next is an uncle and guardian of one of the victims.
When I returned from dinner, he was as high as a kite. From drugs that she had given my nephew. To me, this is ridiculous. It's absurd to do that.
Finally, County Prosecutor Sarah Pope Starnes asked the judge to stick to the suggested guidelines of 15 years in prison for each charge.
Still, to this minute, this defendant has expressed no remorse. This is everyone else's fault. She blames the victims. Even up to the day before she was interviewed by the police, she was texting the victim wanting to know if could hang out with her. I don't think the defendant has provided this court with any reason to go below the advisory guidelines.
Before the judge issues her sentence, Houghtaling speaks to the court, as well as the families of the victims.
I want to start by taking responsibility for my actions. I understand that my actions have consequences. I want to apologize to all the parties involved, specifically to my students. I know that my actions betrayed the duty and responsibility I had to them as a teacher. I sincerely never intended for my relationship with them to cause them trauma.
When Houghtaling is finished, the judge issues her sentence: 4 to 15 years in prison for each of the 6 counts of criminal sexual conduct, and for delivery of drugs to a minor, 4 to 8 years. All the sentences to run concurrently. Houghtaling must serve a minimum of 4 years and 3 months of her sentence.